Seek TV. I'm about to get ready to do a very deep breakdown concerning the whole situation with the masked singer with the seashell reveal when it had Tamera Mowry being revealed as the seashell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delve deep into what all of this symbolism really represents. So I'm going to play the clip and chime on in. Just listen to her. Here it is. I think we're alone now, right? And the singer back in the day that sung this song, her name was Tiffany. It was called I Think I'm Alone Now by Tiffany. Now, when you understand the whole name Tiffany, which is so deep, all Tiffany means is God's incarnation, like God appearance, the appearance of God. And I'm gonna delve deep in what the seashell represent. But the lady who sung it back in 1987, which is near the end of the 80s, I'm gonna get in that in a minute. But it was a #1 hit, and she was 16 years old, and her name was Tiffany. Now, what I want to delve into is the aspect of Micaiah Bryant. Remember, she was just 16 years old. So I'm going to keep this thing flowing because Tamera actually said that she hadn't sung for 20 years on stage, and she was very nervous, but she had to, come out of that because when you understand the whole theme of the seashell don't mean nothing but the pearly gates. Remember that. Remember the pearl had to be revealed, and then the aspect of like the bride will be revealed, and then therefore comes the pearly gates. Hence the whole aspect of the seashell creating the pearl. And what's so deep about this is when you understand the whole theme of that, which literally blew my mind, is how everything is just coming together. And what I want to talk about right quick is when you understand the goddess Aphrodite. This is all Greek mythology, left-hand side imitation of the righteous, true intention. But when you understand Aphrodite, aka Venus, remember that Uranus, the god of the sky, aka the Most High, that they just imitate. Uranus practically, like, remember, he goes into the waters with his sperm and then comes out the seashell goddess Venus. Remember that. Hint the whole aspect of how she was born out of the seashell through the water. And what's so deep about this, what I want to talk about is her mother name was Gaia, aka Earth. You feel where I'm going with this? And remember, we just had Earth Day. And I think Tamera just sung, was it yesterday? Yeah, it was April 21st. So it was the day before Earth Day. And what I want to talk about is how she sung the song, I Think We're Alone Now, right? And what I'm going to delve into is 20 years ago when she said the last time she sung on stage. Pay attention to this. She sung the song, I'm Going Down. Listen to this.
Time on my hand.
Time on my hands.
Since you've been away, boy.
Since you've been away, boy. What boy is she talking about, man? Messiah. Let's keep this thing flowing.
I ain't got no plans. No. And the sound is slowly down.
Listen to that.
I'm going down, 'cause you ain't around.
I'm going down 'cause you ain't around. My whole world's up. Everybody already know the song. But notice how she did I Think We're Alone Now. You feel what I'm saying? This stuff is all coming into fruition because what I noticed paying attention to that, which literally just shocked me, is when you pay attention to this whole thing, man. This literally Rome's birthday, the country Rome, birthday was April 21st, the same day that she sung. You feel what I'm saying? And when you pay attention to this aspect too of why Bobby Brown had to play what? He had to play the crab. And I'm going to delve into this right quick because when you understand the crab and the cancer, remember I broke it down on the last video with Shock G, all the cancer represents is nothing but the whole aspect of the arms of heaven. That's all it represents is the arms of heaven. Hence why the crab, when you understand the cancer zodiac, you have, it's called like the bee cluster, which is known as what? The manger. You feel what I mean? And when you go into Judges, I believe Judges 13, or 12, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but you remember it mentions about the bee, about the honey covering the lion, representing nothing but the Messiah coming into becoming the form of Lion of Judah. But just pay attention to the song he's singing. Remember, Tamera sung the song that I Think We're Alone Now. And remember the last song that she sung 20 years before that is I'm Going Down, boy. You know what I mean? I'm going down because you ain't around, boy. And my whole world is up. Pay attention to this.
Ooh, sweet tone.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. You see what I'm saying? Hey, remember I said Tamera said, I think we're alone now. And notice what tripped me out about that, because you already know about the aspect of him saying, sunshine when she's ain't around, because that's talking about the queen of heaven, the bride. Remember the Messiah already said that he's married unto Israel in Jeremiah 3:14. I'm married unto you. Remember about the 10 virgins and the bride of Israel. Being married and loving the Most High in mind, heart, soul, and body. Hence why he had to sing Bill Witter's song, because Bill is short for William, which means in Exodus 3:14, the Most High said, I am that I am. Hint the will of God, the will of I am. You feel where I'm going with this? And hint why Tamera had to be, it was a double elimination. Remember, Tamera is a twin, the duality aspect, and hit the double elimination. You know what I mean? Representing the Messiah and the bride of Israel. You know what I'm saying? This stuff is it's all in our face, man. There's no way around this stuff at all. Period. You just had the football player. His name is Geno Hayes, right? Geno Hayes, the football player, was 33 years old. He's 33 years old and he's under hospice. And he used to play for the Buccaneer, aka the Pirate, and he played for the Jaguars. And when you understand the whole aspect of the Jaguar, all the Jaguar represents is nothing but Revelation 13, aka the leopard, the one world order beast. You feel what I'm saying? The role that Biden is playing right before our eyes. And when you understand 33, anyway, it's a 33 degrees of masonry. But what I want to talk about is how Tampa Bay Buccaneers aspect, remember they played against the Kansas City Chiefs. And when you understand the whole aspect of what Kansas represent, remember Kansas represent Dorothy of the Wizard of Oz. And remember she was in the concussion. You remember that she had the concussion aspect. And what I want to tap into right quick, what literally blew my mind about that too, is how we're no longer under the concussion, because everything, you know how they try to do the Illuminati pyramid by having the head gone, having you sleep unaware and headless. The headstone they want to knock off being that of the Messiah. Hence, the stone which the builders refuse has become the headstone of the corner, aka the builders is the Masons that want to knock the Messiah off as the head. But notice it's no longer that way, because notice you got the Raiders. You remember the Raider aspect. They're saying, oh, I can breathe now. You feel what I'm saying? The Oakland Raiders, you know about the oak tree. The Raider, you feel where I'm going with this? And when you understand this too, notice why all the people, like, you remember you had George Floyd. This is the thing that got me, is how the same day that she sings the song is like the day before that you had the George Floyd winning the case against Derek Chauvin. And when you understand that, what literally blew my mind is that that aspect represents the Messiah coming to bring justice. When you pay attention to all of this, all comes together. This is why they had said that Kobe lost his Nike deal the same day that Ma'Khia Bryant, Kobe Bryant lost his Nike deal the same day Ma'Khia Bryant died, and the same day that George Floyd won his case. Because what blew my mind about that, like I said, just to keep this thing flowing, this is why May, I think it's May, is when they're going to do the Hall of Fame. Kobe's supposed to get in the Hall of Fame. And it's about the whole aspect of what Kobe was called, what? The Black Mamba. This is why they said that Tamera was paying homage to the 80s. Because when you understand the aspect of the 8 represents the time loop, the infinity of time. And what they want to do is they want to keep us looped in time, because what they're trying to do is the aspect of the Medusa, to stone us in time, because they already know we moving in space and time right now. Consciousness is shifting, consciousness is getting stronger, people are waking up. You feel where I'm going with this? Hint the whole aspect of the Earth Day. So this whole thing, when you pay attention to it too, Mortal Kombat comes out when? April 23rd. This is all in a sequence after each other. The Mortal Kombat aspect representing the battle for the earth, the battle to become king of the hill. The Scorpion, aka fire, representing nothing but the aspect of the Messiah being what? The light and the fire, coming to destroy the earth by fire. And then you have Scorpion, Sub-Zero, representing the ice, and cold, representing nothing but Saturn energy. Remember, I was just talking about how Saturn, aka Uranus, is the father of Venus, and how Tamera had to do the singing aspect. But all of this stuff is coming into fruition, because notice how she said, then on 20 years ago, I'm going down, my whole world is up. And then hint why she said, I think we're alone now. You feel what I'm saying? This stuff is all coming together, and there's no way around it, man. There's no way around this stuff, because Hint the whole aspect too. What I want to delve into right quick. Let me take it back. But what I want to delve into is how remember Snoop Dogg. Remember he had the battle against DMX, and like I've been breaking this stuff down about how DMX had the heart attack. And remember when I was talking about how he got Exodus 1:7 on his neck, representing be fruitful and multiply. And remember when I was talking about the whole aspect of Mount Sinai looking just like the human heart. I've been covering this in a lot of my videos, but how DMX now he had a heart attack, and then the Mount Sinai aspect with looking like the human heart. And then when you look at the ship, remember you had the ship over there in Egypt that was blocking the canal. Remember that like last month, I believe. And what I want to talk about is how Black Rob too. Remember he died of kidney failure. And what do kidney do? Kidneys clean blood. Hint the whole aspect of the kidney failure. I'm trying to stop the Messiah because he's near, because his blood is the power, man. Hint the whole aspect of the Exodus, and hint look at what Snoop Dogg is wearing, like the multicolor, every color of the rainbow. Hint why Ma'Khia Bryant, while she's laying down, she's wearing the blue plants, and she has the multicolored shoes with the sword out of her hand, the knife out of her hand. You see this stuff. And what got me too is how Shock G, how they, obviously we already know the whole aspect of these celebrities, what I mean, with the aspect, a lot of them fake deaths and everything. But we already know about that. I ain't even gonna delve into that on this video right here. But the Shock G aspect, hint the aspect of the G being what? Of masonry, the Masonic G. And when you understand the whole aspect of the shock, it represents like the lightning. Remember when I was talking about in the last video I did about Shock G, about how Lil Nas X, remember he dropped the shoes. He was trying to drop the shoes with Satan with Satan falling from heaven as lightning. Come on, man. All of this stuff is all coming together. That's why they said 57, because when you understand, they say he died at 57. Every 57 years, the moon goes back to the it resets itself and goes back into power that it was in on the first day. You know what I mean? It's deep stuff, because as it's written anyway, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. We already know the whole aspect of how they wander as the stars. This is why all the stars are falling. And when you understand, all these celebrities are dying, and then when you understand it too, the moon should not give her light. We already know the moon is what the Masons worshiping, man. They worship the moon. You know what I'm saying? The Masonic power. And when you pay attention to it too, when you understand the whole aspect of why they said that Ma'Khia Bryant was arguing about housekeeping before the fatal shooting, because the aspect of the housekeeping. Remember when I was just saying the whole theme about the sword out of her hands. And when you understand the whole aspect of the rainbow, you feel what rainbow. When you understand the whole aspect of the rainbow, that's like the Rainbow Coalition, one world order that's going to fail. Hence why Obama had the whole aspect of the LG, flag. And when you understand that all represents the Rainbow Coalition, because remember, when you understand the G-Shock, you know how Shock G just dies, allegedly. When you understand the G-Shock, watch, what is it? It's water resistant for a certain amount of time. And you know what I mean? So when you understand how the Messiah, the Most High already said that he would never destroy the earth again by water, but by fire. This is why they embrace this flag, because they want to say, okay, we able to, be safe for a time. You feel what I'm saying? We won't have, you can't destroy us because you made that promise. That's why he said he's coming by fire. Hence why Shock G had to allegedly die in Tampa Bay, aka the Bay of Fire. You feel what I'm saying? This stuff is all in our face. And going back to Tamera, what I want to elaborate on, remember Tamera and Tia, they twins. And notice this aspect. Notice how Tamera is married to the white man, and Tia is married to the black man. The aspect of the duality, the yin yang. This stuff is all in our face. This is why Tamera, because they both sing now, but this is why Tamera had to be the one to do the seashell, because it represents the light coming into fruition, hence the white aspect. You feel what I'm saying? The whole aspect of the true light coming into fruition. All of the symbolism is all in our face. It's just all about who has the eyes to see and the ears to hear. You feel what I'm saying? And it's all about who can see these things, man. Because it's no joke. Because look, remember I was already talking about how Tampa Bay played against Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. And when you understand the Tampa Bay represents what? The Skull and Bones Pirates. Skull and Bones fraternity bringing the Indian chief. aka the chief being the Messiah, the head. And you know, we're out of Oz now. We're no longer in Kansas, you know what I mean? I mean we're no longer in Oz anymore. We're no longer under the delusion because we're out of the aspect of the concussion. Hence the whole aspect of the Illuminati pyramid that I was talking about earlier. We're no longer going to be subordinate to that because now we're coming into breeding, reaching the top of the altar. You feel what I'm saying? Hint the whole aspect of why. Look at this. Notice the Wizard of Oz foot under the house. Hint why they said this girl had the housekeeping situation going on. And then you notice how they said she had a housekeeping with her foster parent, because a foster aspect is when they try to graft everybody into the one world order. This stuff is deep. And notice how she's laying on the ground like this. And pay attention to this. Pay attention to that because they're trying to say, okay, everything is about to fall apart now. Our house is being disrupted. Our kingdom is falling apart. You feel where I'm going with this? And now what I want to talk about too, just to go back to the aspect right quick of Obama, what I want to talk about too with Obama right quick, with the aspect of the flag, and when you understand the green aspect, remember Shock G, and you know he brought Tupac on the scene. Like he was like a John the Baptist for the Antichrist of Tupac's role. You feel where I'm going? The aspect of like Shock G basically saying that he's bringing forth the light, like, like the Masonic light aspect, Shock G. Because when you understand that, what had to happen, remember Tupac had to join Death Row, which represented the electric chair, where they put everybody under a huge shock. Everybody went through a huge shock and got stoned. You feel what I'm saying? This is why when you understand the aspect of Tupac that I was mentioning earlier. Remember Tupac on my last video, I was talking about how when Tupac first came out, remember with Digital Underground when they gave him his first song where he was really, really got to have a spotlight. Notice why he had to wear orange, and then notice why allegedly when he allegedly dies, he has to wear orange, because that represents the high level of illumination, the God level. You feel there's a now, you see where I'm going with the Shock G, and hint why after he took that silk shirt off, he has on the green jersey with the chain, because that all represented, that's just all symbolism about, okay, Messiah is going to have, the chain back representing the royalty and the power, and the green jersey representing nothing but the aspect of the Emerald City. Remember Wizard of Oz, the Emerald City. Remember that. So everything, all this stuff they do is all like all conscious, it's all conscious shifts, man. And they already know we coming into fruition. That's why they trying to, bring us into delusion. This is why the same day that Ma'Khia Bryant dies, you have Snoop Dogg drop the From the Streets to the Suites. Because when you understand the aspect of the street, what does that mean? That mean the block of the pyramid. You feel what I'm saying? The blocks of the pyramid. And hint why he got the shoes on the electric wire. Hint the Shock G, an electric wire with the shoes, because they trying to increase. You notice all the blue anyway. We already know Crip, but notice all the blue anyway, representing nothing but them saying they sitting on top of the block. They not coming down. They gonna stay high. Notice the dollar signs. Notice them looking over the city. You feel where I'm going with this? They trying to say they gonna stay high. They not coming down. Hint the Humpty Dumpty aspect. Remember how what's his name? Shock G had the song Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dump. And you know how Humpty Dumpty had the great fall and he couldn't be put back together? That represent their kingdom falling, Babylon falling, man. It's all in our face. Hint this whole aspect right here, what I want to talk about right quick. Listen to this.
Brr, bitch, come get it back in blood. We ain't mask up, no Dodger X, niggas know who it was. Before shit just like the 80s.
They starting it just like the 80s. Hint to come get it back in blood. Remember the Messiah had the robe. He going to have the robe dipped in blood with the blood of the lamb. And remember the whole aspect too of the 80s. Remember I was talking about the 8th snake and why they said that why they said Tamera had to pay homage to the 80s. Everything is all coming into fruition, man. It's no joke. This is going to prove my point. The box aspect of trying to keep us trapped and sealed in time. Pay attention to this.
I got the mojo deals, we been trapping like the 80s.
The 80s. And hint Mortal Kombat, like I said, comes out April 23rd. And that's an 80s retro game. You remember that came out in the 80s. Come on, man. This stuff is all in our face. Hint the aspect of the cocaine and you know the show Snowfall. You feel what I'm saying? The whole aspect of the cocaine bricks, brick by brick, layer by layer. The 80s. You feel what I'm saying? Taking us back to the 80s. This is their whole goal, to keep us trapped in time. This is their whole agenda, to keep us trapped in time so that they can keep us Medusa stoned. You feel what I'm saying? It's all in our face. Notice how, like I said, George Floyd said, "I can't breathe," because they was trying to prevent us coming into the aspect of reaching the top of the altar, and keep us in the and keep us, you know what I mean, beheaded and without breath and can't breathe. You know what I'm saying? It's all so deep and it's all in our face. It's just no way around this stuff, man. This song by Busta Rhymes, "The Czar," came out like a week before election. Just listen to this when Biden won.
Most you niggas get no shine, and valid niggas stop begging for cosigns. Now this be the doses to have them black and make them do shit. Then they back up until it fucking break in two.
You heard how he said, make them be black and bend they back up until it breaks in two, because they want to keep us broken up, where they can literally keep us down and keep us from reaching the top of the altar, and keep us low and keep us broken down into where we can't walk and we're paralyzed. And we know how we get paralyzed, by being in sin and being in darkness. Hence the whole aspect, like I said, about the 80s, and they keep us trapped on the, you know what I mean, in the sense of the coke. You get what I'm saying? This stuff is all in our, and what does coke do? It affects the blood anyway. Remember, I was talking about that, the aspect of consciousness that gets in the bloodstream. And remember the whole aspect, what I was talking about Black Rob dying from kidney failure, because all that represented is nothing but the whole aspect of the kidney, cleansing up the blood. You feel what I'm saying? That's why they said they want to do the aspect of the 80s with the coke. They want to attack the bloodstream because it's power in the blood of the Messiah, man. Kobe was a Virgo. Shock G is a Virgo. Chadwick Boseman allegedly dies during Virgo. And notice why they said Chadwick Boseman dies and during the time of the Virgo. He allegedly dies August 28th, the same day as Emmett Till, because remember that whole aspect, they say he died from colon cancer, because when you understand the Messiah, remember he went into the earth for 3 days, the bowels of the earth, hence the stomach of the Virgo, of the Virgin Church. You feel what I'm saying? And Chadwick Boseman, remember they say he died from colon cancer, and when you understand what the colon cancer, it affects the aspect, it's going to affect it's going to affect the stomach, man. It's going to affect the digestive system. Hint the whole aspect of that. That's why they said that, because notice around that time too, you had the big George Floyd thing was pushed, what? Civil rights movement. Because remember August 28th when Emmett Till dies, remember you had the big civil rights movement that followed that, which led us into democracy, aka voting. And when you understand that, you lose your voice and you get trapped in time where they control it. This is why Obama is the main one who pushed the whole theme of democracy, aka demon possession. That's all it means. And the whole theme of that, when you understand what all that really stood for, it all stood for us being in a sense where we are giving up our rights, our human right, our soul to them, so that we won't be able to be led into the kingdom and in the law of the Most High, the law of the true law, the law of God. You feel what I'm saying? That's all. It's all strategy to attack us. That's why I said we have to do all we can to stay woke, man, and be aware of these things, because there's no way around it. Because notice another thing too. Remember Tamera's song? She's a twin, and she sung all of this before the Gemini season. Remember George Floyd allegedly dies during Gemini season. Remember that. You see what I'm saying? Notice he dies allegedly during Gemini season. Geminis is what? The air sign, hint the I can't breathe, in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis. And then you remember May 27th too. Remember Billie Holiday back in like the 47, May 27, 47. Remember Billie Holiday, she had the court, the United States versus Billie Holiday. And when you understand the name Billy, remember I already said the name Billy is short for William, right? And when you understand William, remember I've been talking about Exodus 3:14. I am that I am, the Most High told Moses, aka the will of I am, the will of God. That's all it's saying. Hence Billy Holy Day. This is why they just brought this movie out this year, right before the time of the George Floyd court case. You feel what I'm saying? And notice why her name was Andre Day, who played Billie Holiday. Come on, man. It's all in our face. There's no way around it. You feel what I'm saying? Hint Andre Day, manly. That's what it means. It's just no way around it. It's deep. Manly warrior. What is the Messiah? The Messiah is a God of war, a God of truth, and a God of justice. You feel what I'm saying? That's why all of this stuff had to happen around Earth Day. You feel me? But I'm actually going to end that right here. I just want to really delve deep on this, man. And another thing too, yeah, remember they had to, that's how they brought Billie Holiday down before I end this. Billie Holiday, remember they had to say that she had cocaine. That's how they was able to bring her down, that she was on drugs. Remember I was talking about the whole aspect of the kidney failure with the blood aspect of the Messiah, blood of the Lamb. You feel what I'm saying? That's the way that they can say they bring the Messiah down, is by attacking the blood. You feel what I mean? The cocaine, the drugs aspect, you know what I'm saying? The spiritual warfare. But I'm actually going to end that right here. Thank you for watching Hide and Seek TV. Much more is coming. Peace.